Hello everyone, it's Jean from the Inky Studio. I have a really fun project for you today. We are going to be making a 3D topper for a nature journal. And I have something else for you, and that is a freebie that you can download at my coffee shop, and I'll put that link down below. And these are all the papers I used to assemble this with. So you can assemble one just like this if you would like. It has the 3 butterflies in case, they're just extra butterflies. You only really need one. It has the backing, and then it has the frame paper. I would recommend printing this out on cardstock because the backing does have to be firm, or you can print this all out on paper and then back it with cardstock on just this and the butterfly. It's up to you. Anyway, so that's available for you to download and follow through. And so this is my journal that I've been working on, and I will link down below how I assembled this muslin cloth covered journal and painted it with acrylic paint and such. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy this, and if you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It would just help me out so much. And now let's get started with that tutorial. I'm going to start with 2 squares of chipboard, 4 1/4 by 3 1/2 on the outside, and then the inside I cut out a hole about 2 by 2 3/4 inch. I wanted to make sure it fit on my journal, and of course that's what you'll want to do too. Because I have a small journal, I have to be really careful of that. So I labeled them top and bottom, and these are the sides of the frames that are going to be facing up. You'll want your decorative paper to be at least a 1/2 inch wider than your frame. And I just cut the bottom opening a little larger than I did the top, so that it's a little easier, so there won't be any showing of the bottom frame. Then we're going to glue the top part that will be facing us. And the reason I'm keeping these things separate is because sometimes when you cut out a frame by hand like this, there can be some variance between the 2 frames. Here I left room at the corners, but actually you can cut all the way to the corners. I forgot how to do this. It had been a while since I'd done it, but you can cut those little slits all the way to the corners and then cut out the center part, so you're just left with some flaps there. I had to go back in and cut to the corners. And then we're simply going to fold those flaps down and around the frame and glue them in place. Then we're going to miter the corners of the outside paper, fold that down as well, and glue those in place. On your printout, I did make the pattern paper larger so that you can make a slightly larger frame. Then we're done with the outside frame there, and now the inside frame has the printed paper, but it should be a cardstock. You can either take paper that's thinner and mount it onto cardstock, but that bottom part should be rather firm there. And we're just going to glue that frame over like so. Trim your edges. And this is how it will eventually look. It'll be compiled that way, but I'm going to do some decoration before I glue everything together. So I've got some moss here, as you can get from any floral department. Got these little bits and pieces, and I'll give you a tip on this. I went to like a Michael's and I looked down inside the bin where all the stuff falls to the bottom, and I asked if I could have it, and they let me have it for free. So I got all these little bits and pieces. So it is something you might want to think about. Now when I decorate it, I want to make sure that I don't go over the journal, and because I'm working with a smaller journal, this just ended up being more important than probably it will be if I had a larger one. And I'm just placing them around. I had some cording, and cotton cording, and it's white, so I wanted to make that a little darker, so I'm just pulling it through my ink pad a few times there. I'm going to take these twigs, and I'm going to find out the longest twig that I can use, and then all the other ones I'm just going to break down into different lengths and different thicknesses, just making a little pile of twigs. And wrap them around a few times with the cording. And give it a couple of knots. So I'm essentially just trying to place things around the frame that are natural and to make that 3D effect even more so. So eventually that's how I imagine that to look. Now before I do that gluing, I'm going to take the butterfly and I'm going to fold right along his body there, just kind of to make a rather flat place that's right underneath his body. And placing it down in the middle, and I have not glued the top frame yet. And hold in place until he's glued. Then I'm taking some pop dots, taking like the medium-sized ones here, but not too large. Putting them under his wing so they remain like in a 3D effect there. And I found out that the closer to his body that I put the pop dot, the better the 3D effect was. Now the reason I have not glued the frame is because I want to put moss in between it. So right now I'm just placing the moss where I think I might want it. And once I've done that, I'm going to just glue it down just to hold it. And you may not want to put anything in between the frame. It's totally up to you. You know, you could put things like leaves or something that's not too thick. And then I'm taking Fabri-Tac and I am gluing this down. ETH 6000 would be a good glue to use as well. And I ended up putting clamps on it because there was that thickness there. And we're just going to place down the leaves and the branches. I'm using Fabri-Tac again because I have some wiggle room with it. A little time to reposition it if I need to. Putting it on my journal to make sure it's not sticking over too much. Like I say, a larger journal you probably wouldn't have to worry about it. Then here's my clamps I put on there. And then glue down the little sticks. I had to hold those for a little while until the glue really kind of dried. And then there we have what it's going to look like, or what it does look like. Yeah, nice little 3D image there. So fun to put together. Just perfect for a nature journal. And I think eventually I'll put a nameplate down here. You could use... oh yes, then I decided that the cover was needed to be a little bit more distressed, a little bit more nature, woodsy looking. Don't know how to describe that. So I went over it with a darker distressed ink, and I even went into the cover itself. Now you can use these ideas with whatever papers you have, and whatever animal you might want to put in the middle of that frame, just put it on some pop dots, and it really makes it a nice three-dimensional look to it. So I thank you so much for viewing. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you again as we start filling it with papers on the inside. Bye!